Hello and welcome to another vlog. We're gonna check out the lesson 2 techniques for selecting. So to start this lesson, we need some starter files um, that comes with the book. So this is the one, and let's see. All right. So we're gonna save this somewhere to well. Okay. So we're gonna just call this lesson 2. So these files come with the book I'm covering. So you can easily get this book, if you look for it. I'm not gonna give you where it is, but let's say you can visit this website. This website has like various resources, the largest collection of free stuff on the internet. So that's the free fmhy.net, or you could go to Reddit, right? You can search on the Reddit where you would get Adobe books, Adobe softwares. So I'm gonna assume you know how to do this stuff. So that's where you will get these files. So what are we doing here? So we're gonna look at selecting objects. So to select objects, there are two ways you can do that. Well, selection tool and direct selection tool. So first, let's look at the direct selection tool. So we're gonna select this this artboard, and we're gonna fit to the window. So when you select, and okay, so before we do that, when you hover over it, you can see that it has outline, and there is, like, when you hover over it, you can see there are some um, labels, says anchor and then path, and then in the box there's XY coordinates. When you click on it, the handles appear. The icon underneath the versus arrow is for moving it, and then this is, when you see this icon, it's resizing icon, and this is rotating icon. So we're gonna just move it like this on top of this. So to select both, we're selecting this light green round object circle, and to select the dark green circle, we just shift and click. So now they're both selected. When when both of them are selected, you can see there's a slight outline. Maybe you can see it on the video. So there's outline. Now you can move it on top of this one, and the guidelines appear, like there's a magenta guidelines that will tell you the objects are centered. All right, now let's look at how to select an object with direct selection tool. So shapes and paths are composed of anchor points and path segments. Anchor points control the shape of a path segment and work like pins holding a wire in place. Seems important, but whenever like click an object, you can see that it's just points and line segments, right? That's uh, how an object is composed of behind the scenes. So with direct selection tool, let's select this one. Use the hand tool to move around and zoom. So let's select a direct selection tool. So when you enter direct selection tool, you get this weird looking shapes, like you have this square and the cursor, the arrow itself is in the white, compared to selection tool, it's in black. So when you click on, so these are like anchor points. So these are like anchor points, right? You can see that when you hover over it, it says anchor. You might not be able to see it. And these are just these circles just control the curve. So when you drag it, it curves. Currently, every point, everything is selected, so it curves everything. So when you click on one anchor point, so you just one anchor point, it selects it. When it selects it, it appears in, you can see it, everything is in white, but this was in blue. Now you can drag this anywhere you want. Same with this one, you can drag it, but that makes it ugly, so we're not going to do that. And so there's an handle for this. For now, let's not worry about that. So with the direct selection tool, you can kind of like drag around this anchor point to create shapes. Earlier, we used shift click to select another object while selecting one object, right? There's another way to select two objects. It's either by using the selection tool or direct selection tool. You just need to like drag over on top of it like this without selecting it. It will select everything. Now you can move it. So let's do that with the direct selection tool, and I'm going to drag it, and it selects all the bottom anchor points. So now you can kind of move it, but you can move the bottom anchor points, or you could use the arrow keys. So selection tool, great. Select the anchor point and move it. Also, let's select this one and make it short. Select this one and move it. Oh, we are supposed to select everything. All right, let's move back to the postcard front. And here there are a lot of different objects. Okay, so there's a background, there's star, and then there's this arcade machine. Okay, so if you want to select these lines, well, when we drag it, it will also select the one behind it. So we want to not select one behind the line and also the stars. We don't want to select this. So to temporarily prevent it from being selected, we can lock it. So go to object and lock. So first I'll go to everything is deselected. Great. Now we want to lock this one. Object, lock, selection, and then we're gonna lock all of these stars as well. We selected all the stars and we lock it. Selection. And then it's gonna be really easy to select these lines. So just like this, we were able to select them. Great. So we're gonna just drag it down a little bit. And then we can unlock all the locked objects. So you can select similar objects. So what we mean by that? Let's go to the pieces. So notice that all the square are similar. They have the similar shape, fill, stroke. So click on the first one and then go to select, and where is it? Select same appearances, fill and stroke. So when we click select fill and stroke, it selects everything. So if we wanted to, we can save this selection. So save selection, let's call this dots. So when you save a selection, it will appear at the bottom of the select tab. So that way you can just click on this and it will select everything. Of course, you can do that with this as well. So select, save selection, and give it a name. Okay, now we want to select the stars. Just like we did select with same fill and stroke, we can select this with same appearances. That will select all the stars that have same fill, color, effect, and so on. So there are multiple ways to select same blending mode, fill, color, opacity, stroke, font family, all of this stuff. So you gotta experiment with this. So now let's just select them, and then object, you can hide them. So then you can sort of like work on the other things. So that's another way of selecting objects. Great. Another way would be to go into outline mode. So when you go to the outline mode, fill, color, width, stroke, or whatever, all the colors, effects, everything will be removed, leaving you with the outlines. This sort of might make it easier to select some stuff. So you go choose the selection tool, select everything, and move it down a little bit, and preview. Great. So that's another way to select it. Also, what the hell? So I just noticed there's a white thingy on the top. Don't know why. All right, now we're gonna look at aligning objects. So we want to align this object. So let's go to the selection and dots, and go to properties, and this under align heading, you can see there's some stuff. So this is the horizontal align, so vertical align to top, vertical align center. So when we click this, notice everything is aligned to the center. Right. But still the distance between each of them is not same. So that's in align. Okay, now let's look at align. Shit. All right, now let's look at aligning to a key object. So what does this mean? Well, so let's say you have object that's already in a position, and you want other objects to align according to that object. You other object needs to depend on that object. So you can make the object key object. So here I'm gonna make this pink thingy the key object, so that these two buttons will become aligned according to that. So to do that, you need to select all of the objects, and then at the end you need to select the key object. So shift click, and so first click on this one and shift click to select this and this. So everything is selected. I lifted my finger off the shift key, and now I select this. So now this weird object, pink object, is the key object. Now I can make these two align to the center. So these are now in the center of this object. Perfectly center, I guess. So they moved to the center. Okay. Okay, now let's look at how to make so that all the objects have same spaces. So to select all of this, and then to do that you need to go to the align and press these three dots, and the option is called distributing. So distribute objects, distribute spacing. So these are vertical distribute, and these are horizontal distribute. Let's use the horizontal distribute. So now you can see that the first and the last objects gonna be in the same position, but now all the objects in between them will have the same distance. So what if we wanted to make so the distance between them is a little less? So everything is selected, and then when I click this, it's gonna be the key object, right? And we're gonna go to that and distribute spacing. Okay, distribute spacing, we increase it. Nothing happens. Okay, so we increase the pixel value in the distribute spacing, and then click horizontal distribute space. There we go. So that distributes the space. You can also align anchor points. So first use the direct selection tool and select 2 anchor points. Okay, so 2 anchor points, and then make the first anchor point the key object. Okay, that just so when I lift the shift key and press the anchor point, it just selects that and it doesn't make any key objects. So how do we set the key anchor point? So key object, right? Key object is where the other objects align to that. So when you make a selection, the key object is the last selected anchor point. So we want to align to that. Go to alignment, horizontal, align right. Okay, weird things happening. So all I did was to select horizontal align right. So let me just drag this. So I select this anchor point and I'm going to drag it. And now I want this anchor point to align to this one. So first we're going to select this and then this and then this. So that's bad, I think. Okay, this. Wait a minute, why is that? So the key anchor point should be this one, right? Select this and then this. Great. So now not only can you align to objects and things, you can also align it to artboard. So this right here is the artboard, right? This is the artboard. It has different dimension, but it's artboard nonetheless. So we want this thingy to get aligned to the artboard. So to the right left edge. How do we do that? So first we need to make sure it's in the group, right? Everything aligns to perfectly. Okay, so this is just a rectangle with some gradient. We want to align it to the artboard. How do we do that? Well, select the rectangle and align to spin, select to align to artboard. And then we're gonna select this horizontal left and then bottom. Great. That's how you align stuff to artboard. All right, now let's talk about grouping. So grouping makes selecting objects much easier. So grouping is pretty easy. All you need to do is drag it and click on group. Now they are grouped. Now whenever you click on this, everything is selected and you can move it. Use the hand tool, pan around and select tool. And then drag it and group them. All right, so you can enter isolation mode. So what does it mean? Well, you click on the grouped object, and when you double click it, you enter so-called isolation mode. In here, the grouped is the only thing that's that's something you can edit. Other objects are being dimmed, which means they're not selectable. So these are temporarily ungrouped and you can mess around with them. To exit the group mode, you can press escape or that arrow thingy. Not only can you group objects, you can group other groups. So notice that this is already a group, and there's an option for ungrouping, and also this is not a group, but we can make this group. So we made this group, and together we made these two groups. So this one is a group and this one's a group, and we made the entire thing another group. So it's a complex compound group or something. So now we're gonna just drag this. Something like this. Maybe. We're gonna drag the handle. So Illustrator has something called arrangement. So when you create an object, it stacks. So the later created objects appear at the top of the first created object. So this object, this joystick appears behind this, this rectangle, right? So we want to make it appear on top of this. So how do we do that? We can use the arrange in the properties and bring forward. Maybe, wait a minute, undo that. So we want to arrange this to bring forward. Okay, great. We're gonna make this small a little. Grab this and great. We can also make this icon go behind. So arrange, send to back. So that didn't work. So maybe arrange, bring forward again. Arrange, bring forward. It's not working. Bring to front. Okay, that worked. So now we just want to center this pink thingy. So we want to center this pink according to this one. So this object needs to be center of this object. So this needs to be the key object, I believe. So key object. We're gonna align it to the center. So that makes it like that. That's not good. So center of this key object is this one. Bottom of that. Okay, that's so we just want to align this like our centering based on the artboard. So align to artboard and horizontal align center. Okay, that's basically it for this video. Also, we can make this align to the artboard again. Great. That's it for this video.